Here's how I quit all forms of entertainment as a 22-year-old Gen Z. In the past 30 days or more, I've actually not watched any Netflix, any TV shows, any YouTube that is entertainment related, never played any game, whether it's phone or computer, and I've almost stopped all scrolling. Now there is still some where I waste my time, accidentally I get sucked in also for a few minutes, but then I'm quickly like, okay, stop, this is a waste of time. So disclaimer, I do still watch a lot of YouTube, but instead of entertainment, it's 100% educational. Because I noticed that the educational stuff, it's interesting, it benefits me, but I don't get addicted, I don't get hooked. It's very easy to stop. When it's like, okay, time to do something else, it's very easy to stop. Whereas the entertainment stuff is very hard because you get hooked in, right? And then you just keep binging. Yeah, so for those of you who feel like you're wasting too much time on entertainment stuff, on Netflix or games or scrolling on your phone, when you want to spend less time and you want to spend more time studying, maybe because it's your O-levels this year, or you want to sleep earlier and stop wasting your time on your phone, then this video is for you. But most of you will not be ready to hear this video. Most of you will think this is crazy. Most of you think that you can't live like that. But actually, it won't make you less happy. It will make you happier because you're replacing it with better things. And I will tell you more about that secret, how you can get happier, how it can actually make you happier at the end of this. Near the end of class today, one of my students, she asked about procrastination, and then this topic came up, right, about like wasting time on phone, all this kind of stuff. And then I told her, like, offhandedly, as a matter of fact, oh, actually I don't watch any entertainment anymore. I made it a rule for myself. And she was like, but how can you live like that? And then I thought for a while, like, yeah, it would be very unhappy, right, if you live like that. But then I asked myself, am I unhappy? And the answer is no. I'm actually more happy than before I changed. So why is it that I'm more happy, right? So I'm going to tell you why it actually makes you more happy. And I also told her this, like, well, it's obvious, I have to choose. Do I want to sacrifice my dreams or sacrifice, entertainment on phone, and it's virtual, it doesn't even exist. So of course I'm going to sacrifice that rather than my dreams, right? So more to come, and I will explain why you will get happier. I will also give you reasons to help you get over the itch, because if this is one of your goals that you want to accomplish, I want to help you do that, okay? So, alright, so I'm going to give you 5 reasons why it is bad, because the more reasons we have, then the more convicted we will be in, like, yeah, I want to change this, I want to get rid of this habit. First, I want you to imagine 2 versions of you, okay, in the future. So the first version is a drug addict. So imagine, right, that you become a drug addict and you are basically homeless. You sit in this disgusting, dirty area in some ulu place, and all you do every day is with your druggy friends. You just pass around drug needles, HIV can spread, by the way, in O-level syllabus, you learn that. Then you just inject yourselves every day, So you're smelly, you are dirty, you are sick most of the time, your health is in terrible state, you look ugly, unattractive, everything about you is just in the drain, everyone hates you, your family has left you, okay, no friends except your drug addict buddies, and every day you just pass around the needles and you inject yourself with drugs. So your life is absolutely horrible, but when you inject yourself with drugs, you feel good. Okay, so you feel good throughout the day, okay, when you're on the drugs. And yeah, it feels fantastic, good for you, But when you're not on the drug, when you're not escaping into that fantasy world, and your brain is not on those chemicals, you realize the reality, it sinks in, and you're like, you get more and more anxious and scared of how horrible your life has gotten. But then you're like, oh no, it's okay, I want to feel better. You just inject yourself again with more drugs. Okay, so that's what happened to you, and eventually your short and miserable life comes to an end. So now some people could argue that, hey, it actually wasn't miserable, because most of my life I was happy, right? Most of the time doing that, I felt artificially happy. But okay, so that is one way to live. And that is one extreme of your future. So the other extreme, imagine it's the most successful self you could possibly be, the most perfect self you possibly could be. And now, as for your age, maybe you're 16-year-old, right, going to take O-levels. What is success to you? I mean, it changes with age. So for you, maybe it's to be that popular kid in school, really confident, really attractive, really well-liked, really at peace with yourself, and you just have many friends. You have a lot of fun. You do very well in school. Everyone envies you. You're the teacher's pet, and then all the friends also like you. Your parents are proud of you, instead of saying, why never get 100, why only 99? Okay, so yeah, Asian parents thing. Yeah, so imagine it was the perfect, most successful, you get into the schools that you want, you get perfect grades in O-levels, and whatever that perfect self is, right? You have everything you ever want. So that perfect guy or girl, he or she works every day. He works hard on his goals or her goals, and there's a lot of pain and suffering, of course. This is life. But they get everything they want. So their life is interspersed with lots of pain and suffering, which is normal. Like I go to the gym, I suffer pain. I come back, now my body is aching, I suffer pain, but it's for a greater purpose and I feel it's worth it, right? So same, that perfect person is perfectly disciplined, doesn't waste time at all on mindless stuff, actually achieves what they want. And they have a great life. Like every day they look at their life, and as the reality sinks in, they're like, I like my life, I like myself. And I think I'm gradually getting to that state. So yeah, when I just sit by myself and just be, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I like my state of life, I like my reality now. So there are these two extremes, right? Now, why did I tell you about the drug addict thing? We know that in Singapore, if you're caught with drugs, you get hanged or something, right? So I'm saying that as an extreme example, because when we do any entertainment, like we watch YouTube, we watch Netflix, we play games, what we're doing is kind of like the drug addict. You are injecting yourself to go to another reality that doesn't actually exist. And yes, you feel good in the moment, but you are actually worsening your state. Okay, you are just like drug addict when they inject themselves and they're like, in that like random dirty corner that they are with their drug buddies. They're worsening their life, right? But they feel good, so they're escaping to another reality, and that's actually what you're doing also. You are escaping to another reality. You feel good in the moment, but your life doesn't progress. You're not progressing towards where you want. And if you're watching this video, it's because you know that you want to spend more time studying, right? And so you're not progressing towards that, and you are actually hurting yourself, because instead of studying, instead of sleeping, you are hurting yourself, and you know that already. Okay, so I hope this puts into perspective of this isn't harmless. There is a cost, right? You only have 24 hours in a day. So if part of the 24 hours you're using it for that drug addiction purpose, and it is kind of like a drug addiction if you think about it, right? Because many of us feel like we can't reduce, like it's a bit addictive. So it is a bit like an addiction. Okay, reason number 2 is, actually I kind of already said this, everything stems from that analogy, which is why I took quite long on it. So you see, your life will be on pause when you are in that state. So when you're like, oh yeah, this feels good, yes, then you're imagining, but your life isn't progressing, right? But guess what? Your lifespan is ticking away. Time is not stopping for you. You are dying. Okay, everyone has a limit. I know as a 16-year-old student, I had no concept of time. I had no concept of life. Like I just assumed I would constantly wake up every day, right? And life is forever, basically. And I think I still have that problem now. But as you grow older, then you'll start realizing, okay, I don't think I'll live forever, I'll actually die one day. Okay, I probably shouldn't waste my time. Yeah, so your life is on pause when you're in that, drug addicted escapism state. You're escaping from current reality, but your real age, you're aging. Time is ticking. So that's the second reason. Your life gets paused, but your lifespan is still draining away. Okay, number 3 reason why I quit all forms of entertainment is, here's just a question, okay, for you. So seriously answer it when you listen to this. Can you tell me, okay, in the comments, what great life-changing thing has watching entertainment given you? How did it change your life? How did it make you a better person? How did it give you a great accomplishment, great achievement? Anything like that. Just can you tell me one thing that Instagram has given you? Okay, other than following our page, of course, that's very useful. But I'm talking about entertainment, not educational stuff like what you're watching now, right? I'm talking about entertainment, those kind of cat videos, those kind of memes, right, that are useless, which are flooding, everywhere, like those TikToks. Which of them, right? Tell me, or maybe a Netflix show, okay? What life-changing thing has it done for you? I'm waiting. Yeah, tell me in the comments, If there's some, I'll be like, okay, congrats. But I'm guessing it's quite low, quite little, compared to things like meeting a certain person who helps you, making a good friend, right? Reading books, watching videos, maybe like this one, right? Following our page, joining our tuition, because we will change our bio grades forever. Yeah, so for me, I give you an example, right? The only life-changing thing that I've gotten from all this entertainment is actually Instagram, because I saw an advertisement for a book. And if you see my shelf, right, there's a red book there. Yeah, if you can see it. The red book is actually what got me started on learning about business. I was like, oh, actually you can learn this stuff, and it's like quite cheap. You just buy, and then you can learn like so much valuable stuff. And so then I had a lot more books, right? So that was the life-changing thing. It was because I saw an ad for a book, but not because of the useless entertainment stuff, okay? That didn't help me at all. So yeah, just ask yourself this question: what great life-changing? And then you just ask yourself, okay, as I am, doing the scrolling, right, or doing the watching or the gaming, just imagine you are a viewer from, like, an observer of yourself, right? What are you doing? you are just staring at a metal plastic thing for hours, or you are pressing your thumbs on the plastic thing, right? Like, what are you actually accomplishing? Okay, I know there's a counter argument, which is, you see, when I make this video, what am I doing, right? I am standing in front of a big plastic metal screen and I am talking to it. Yes, it sounds a bit crazy now that you say it like that, right? But I feel like I do accomplish stuff because I help you, right? I am accomplishing something. I'm communicating ideas which will change your life, hopefully. So I feel like, hey, it's actually worth it, okay? But when it comes to the, like I said, staring at the screen and just watching for entertainment, right? Okay, after that, once it's done, after that half an hour or that 2 hour or that 5 hour binge is over, and you put it down, okay, now what? What have you accomplished with the 5 hours? Like, what has changed? What has happened? How have you progressed? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have just basically stared at the screen like that and achieved nothing. Isn't that kind of dumb? Like, imagine a caveman, right? Who you see him like stare at a rock, okay, for hours, and he just puts it down, and then, like, what did he accomplish, right? You think that caveman's useless? Yeah, well, that's kind of what we do when we watch all this entertainment stuff. So that is the question I'd like you to ask yourself. What great life-changing thing has it done for you in the last like 30 days or 1 year? Reason number 4 is that when you do all this escapism, especially when we play games, right, we are building another reality and we're wasting our life force. So I'm a huge victim, I'm a culprit of this, because in primary school, I was addicted to this game, and then I got the lowest PSLE score in my class. So you can go watch that video, I will link it like either below or up here somewhere. And well, yeah, I built another reality. Okay, I was succeeding in the game, but in real life, what have I gotten? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, like, in fact, if the developer of the game decides, oh, we are not profitable, let's delete the game now, then I lose everything. So you're building another reality instead of working on your real one. So back to the drug addict, right? When they inject themselves and they're like, wow, I love this reality that I've gone to, right? But their real one is just decaying. And if you realize that, okay, and I'd like you to ask yourself something. You look at the people in your class, right? So look at those who are the smartest, and then look at those who are the most athletic, okay? Or maybe the most popular, someone, or the most attractive, like whoever you envy, right? And ask yourself, do they have everything? Probably not, right? They're probably not the most attractive, most hardworking, most studious, most popular, most athletic, most like award winner, most leadership position. Usually, you can't find a person who has every single thing, right? Because in life, you can have anything, but not everything at once. So if I want to be really good at XYZ, I have to sacrifice being really good at ABC. You can only be good at so few things at once. So you might say, oh, but there's some people who are like that, but are they really amazing at each one? Are they like that smart, as in always straight A's and always getting gold medal in all the Olympiads, and also getting gold medal in all their sports CCA and their like national team or something, and also they're the extreme popular kid, and all that? Really, does everyone tick all those boxes that they're the best and they're that high level? No, right? Usually people hit one only, and the rest, they're kind of mediocre. They're like, okay, they're pretty athletic, but they're not like gold standard, So you realize we cannot be amazing at everything at once, right? We have to choose. So in the past, when I played games, every time I played games, right, I would, because I have this obsessive personality and I like to do things well, and I like to grind, I like to slowly grind secretly when my friends don't really think I'm working that hard, and then I'll just suddenly improve so much, and then they'll be like, whoa, like he's become the best. So I like to do that, and so I was dedicating my life force towards that, which is actually a very good skill that I have, to a virtual reality that doesn't even exist, to a game. And yes, I was pretty proud of what I accomplished in the game, but it's still a game. It's just virtual, It doesn't actually exist. So yeah, you can be the best drug addict in the world. You can be the happiest. In your drug fantasy, you can like really be the happiest. But in the real world, you didn't actually achieve anything. So you're wasting your life force and your skills and your drive, and your precious drive, basically. You're wasting that towards something that actually doesn't matter. Yeah, so I decided recently to choose to suck at video games. I choose to suck at being knowledgeable about following the latest shows, and like I used to watch a lot of Marvel, and I used to be very knowledgeable about all the movies, because I have a pretty good memory. I'm blessed with that, which makes me good for bio. And I even remember lines of what the characters say, like word for word, and the scenes. So I was wasting my amazing memory on that by watching it. I wasn't purposely trying to remember, but I just remembered. And it was taking up storage space, you know. And this one is not infinite storage. So why not use my storage space for stuff that actually matters to me? Okay, so I accidentally talked about the fifth one already, which is waste my brain space, okay? So all sorts of entertainment, all sorts of games are wasting your brain space. So I'll give you an example. I was already half quitting, okay, on this, and I was watching almost zero entertainment. But then I saw this slightly interesting thing on YouTube recommendations. So I clicked, and I'm like, dang, this seems interesting, you know? It's some like comic stuff, superhero stuff. And like it's a very interesting story. The guy is also like super powerful, and like, wow, that's like a Superman character. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I want to find out more. Okay, so I went to search on YouTube about the thing to get the storyline, and then I went down a rabbit hole. Okay, this rabbit hole took days. Okay, it wasn't just like in one day. So like I would do something else, do work, and then I'll be like, hey, I want to learn more about that thing. So I go research again, and then I watched the first episode. Then I was like, no, I cannot do this. I cannot waste so much time. Then I had a thought, hey, why not I just watch the clips, of the most exciting parts? So that's what I did. I went to YouTube and I watched all the exciting parts, right? All the fight scenes. And then it was like pretty much, okay, I watched everything already. Then I went to research on what will happen after the series, okay, because there's comics for it, and they would know what will happen later, right, in the future shows. So I did that. I went to learn all about until the end. I mean, of course I skipped a lot, but I went to learn until how would it end. And then I finally stopped. I was like, okay, this is enough. Like I wasted hours already on this in total. So this was a few days later. Actually, I think it was more than a week later after I've stopped. And I was like just doing other stuff. Then I realized that, wait, why am I thinking about the show again? So I was thinking and wasting my attention, my brain space on the show. Even though I already stopped, and I consciously told myself I don't even want to waste time on it anymore. But it just came back right to my head. So that's how insidious these are. Entertainment lingers, and we ruminate about it. We recall, right, scenes about it. We think, hey, why did the character do that? I'm interested. Then, oh wait, I just wasted 10 seconds or 30 seconds, right? So you don't just waste time during the event, but outside of it, you think about it, right? So if it's a show, you think about it. If it's a game, you think about how can I improve. Then you go research, oh, how do I improve at this part in the game? So it wastes a lot of your brain space. And so it's kind of like drug addicts, right? They think that, oh, it's only affecting me when I'm doing the drugs. But of course, there are horrendous health impacts outside of that, even when they're not doing the drugs. So these are the 5 reasons why I stopped all entertainment. And now I'm going to give you why it has been good and why I've been actually happier as a result. And maybe you would be too. So actually the final straw when I decided to make this a rule for myself, right, was because I saw clips of the movie The Minions, the Despicable Me Minions movie. I saw clips of that and I was like, hey, that's like so nice. I want to watch the movie. So I went to watch the movie. Okay, like I went to search online, where's the movie, and then I watched it. After that, like 1.5 hours plus had passed, then I finished with the movie, right? And then I just reflected. I just sat there and I was like, okay, I used 1.5 hours. What did I get? I got a little bit of happiness, right, throughout. The ending wasn't very satisfactory, as is most movies and shows. It never really fulfills you. You're always never really satisfied. Then I also realized, wow, I could have done 1.5 hours of work, which is very important to me. Like, I want to build this business. I want to help my students. And I wasted that 1.5 hours. I could have done much better things. I could have read a book that I was wanting to read. I could have talked to people who mattered to me. But no, I decided to use it on watching something that gave me very little happiness. So I realized, okay, with my limited free time, because anyone who is trying to work towards that, super successful version of yourself, you need to put in work, right? So you have limited free time. And if I'm going to use that limited free time, I better want to do things that give me the most happiness. So the most bang for my buck. Hey guys, just wanted to end in this small disclaimer clip. So I'm trying an experiment where I'm adding back some entertainment, and it's for good reason. So I actually talked to my counselor, and one of my main problems is that I don't feel my feelings. And so she has experienced using movie therapy in the past, where by watching the movies and really feeling what the characters are going through and then reflecting on what's happening and how is it making you feel, then that helped her. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try that. Okay, so I am going to add back little bits of entertainment, only because for that reason. So when entertainment is used passively, like most of us do, to just escape into another reality, then it's absolutely useless, like I said in the previous parts of this video. But if reflected on, I do notice it is true that I've learned many good things from entertainment and from stories. So I'm going to try out this experiment. Okay, back to the video. I realized that watching entertainment stuff is very low happiness. And this is backed up by research. So there was this happiness study where they randomly ping people on their phones and they ask them, what activity are you doing now? How happy do you feel? Okay, so throughout random things throughout the day, they would do this. And they got these results, which I'm going to put the graph on the screen, okay? So what you see is that up there near the top right is like dancing, concerts, okay, plus 9.3 happiness points. Sports plus 8.1, singing plus 7, talking, socializing plus 6.4. There's hobbies 5.5. Watching TV. Okay, now let's go to watching TV is plus 2.6. Games, computer games is 2.4. Browsing the internet and social media is only 0.6 plus 0.6 points. So negative means you're getting unhappy, positive is you're happy, right? So it's so weak. So I realized that, okay, I have limited time and I want to make sure my time is spent on the happiest activities. So that's why after watching that movie, I was like, you know what, this is not worth my time anymore. I want to do happier things. So that's why I quit. I basically have happier activities now. And for those of you who feel like, oh, I can't live like that, I can't live without it, right? My life would be miserable. Actually, your life would be happier because you simply haven't found happier activities yet. Okay, so for me, the happy activities now are working on the business, right? So I'm very lucky in the sense that most people actually hate work. Like if you see on the graph just now, the work is like one of the lowest happiness things because people hate their work most of the time, right? I'm lucky that I have a say in what I want to do, and so I like my work. And also things like reading, playing instrument, and the most happy one I think is relationships, which is common wisdom that the happiness of your life is determined by the strength of your relationships. So talking to people, like being close with my close friends, recently I've gotten very close with my sister as well. So I think these things are what gives me the most happiness. In conclusion, right, after I've removed this less bang for my buck activity, which is all these entertainment stuff, I noticed I've grown a lot faster as a person. It's like I was running with a huge heavy backpack on and I just removed that backpack, and then now I feel like, wow, I can go so much faster. So one of the ways that I feel like I've grown a lot in just the past 2 months, because I've stopped all this entertainment for 1 to 2 months already, right? This completely quit. I used to have a problem where I don't allow myself to feel my feelings because I was trying to protect myself from the so-called trauma from my childhood, which I had quite an abusive parent. And so I finally allowed myself to grieve and to feel those painful feelings. And that is a huge breakthrough for me because I am usually a very kind of emotionless person when it comes to that. Yeah, and another thing is the business goals that I've set for myself. I've achieved them much faster because I finally let go of this useless backpack that I was carrying, right? So for you, it would be your studying goals. And I don't see this as like taking away something from your life. I see this as you're finally giving yourself the chance to live and to do the things that really make you happy. And if you think one of the things that really make you happy is binging on shows or games, right? Then you've just been sold a lie, because of course the game company wants you to believe that. Of course the social media company wants you to believe that. Of course Netflix wants you to believe that, right? But research have shown, as you saw in the graph, that just isn't what makes people happy, even if they think it is. Okay, in conclusion, not everyone needs to be like me. And in fact, don't feel pressured that you have to delete everything and not watch any entertainment related stuff. Perhaps just decrease and see, do you like your life better now? And see, do you like your life better after decreasing? I'm also not telling you to have less. I'm actually telling you to be more happy and do activities that really do make you more happy.